Do not come in. I'm live. Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Sometimes you have crazy things happen, and give me 1 second. Thank you. Coffee, weed, but you can't have the coffee and the weed without the coffee. And today has just been a little hectic. Still don't have my station ready here. Excuse me. Pardon me. All right. Hey, what's up, Dirty? I'm getting ready to get it, man. I got a lot to talk about, and hopefully I won't take all night doing it. I'm going to try to keep it under an hour. There's the cuckoo. First thing I want to say is give a shout out to my son. He made this, and that is just badass. If you know Tool, this is literally based on the original logo. I said it wrong the other day. It's from their first EP, and I can't remember the numbers. It's like 78268 or something like that. But that's Tool's original logo, and it's actual. You know, he took a wrench and nuts and just fucking made it, and that's just sits on my desk now. First thing I wanted to mention: shout out to my boy. Oh shoot, that is hot. Oh, yummy, yummy. And it's good. All right. Let's get this open so that it doesn't go away. So the first thing that I want to talk about that I'm dealing with right now is just I'm not going to name any names, and I'm not going to take anything public, so I'm not trying to. And if you somehow figure out stuff, then please just keep it to yourself. This is more of me getting it off my chest right now as I figure out what to do. But I won a contest, one of these giveaways, and it was actually really exciting to me. And I followed all the directions too on what to do after the giveaway. And that was days ago. And I haven't heard hide nor hair from them. And on top of that, oh, we got a lot more people in here. I'm sorry. Let's see. We got, what's up, Wilson? Wilson! Fucking love you, man. Strange bird, always flying through. I know. And then what was this one here? Nice Tool. You know, I've been said that. I've been told that by several people, both sexes too. Wilson, nice Tool, right? Anywho, onto the subject at hand. So I won this giveaway. Didn't hear anything from. Haven't heard anything from them. Today, I finally just asked, like, because I could see that I found two things out. One, you know, I was looking, I mean, I wasn't trolling or anything. I just went to their account to see when the last time they tweeted so I could understand. Maybe they were, you know, maybe they've been away. Who knows, right? Trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, always. And I saw that the last tweet was 8 hours ago. So I was like, okay, well, that's fucking easy. Obviously, activities there. So there's the lighter. So the next thing I did was go and look, because I bookmark it, you know, like probably most people do. Because I mean, I was looking the other day, and I think I'm rounding about somewhere in the neighborhood of, that's stupid, 36. So almost 3,700 tweets. You know, obviously I tweet a lot. And I went to the bookmark, and the bookmark was actually me doing a quote retweet with their tweet in it. And I could see their tweet and I click on it. And the funny thing is, when I click on it, I noticed, and I took a screenshot, the tweet was still there, right? But it said it had been deleted. So now I've seen that they're active in the last 8 hours, and they have deleted the tweet announcing me as the winner. And they're not answering me. So I wrote back, hey, I don't know what I did wrong. Don't understand. I sent them a picture of the tweet announcing me as winner, and the fact that it says it's been deleted, but you know, you can still see it, the full tweet. It's kind of cool the way that Twitter does that. But I was like, you know, what have I done, dude? What did I do wrong? The funny thing is, I can only think to myself, I told you I had this little thing with that guy that blocked me, and one of the other people that blocked him, I could see being related easily. And I just have a feeling that this is some kind of, like, you know, which is fine. But I have a few tricks up my sleeve. I'm no no schlam or schlum or schlenozzle or any of those fucking words. So I'm going to take some action. It's not going to go public. I don't think it'll have to necessarily go that way, to be quite honest, because I know a lot of people in this community now that have whatever you want to call it. I mean, they have a little bit of sway, because I'm not trying to start a fight, but that just seems wrong to me. And if the person is giving away and never doing giveaways and never, because they have another one going already, and I was like, okay, obviously I'm not going to enter it. That's what he said. Actually, that's what he texted. That's going to be a new one that I started. I liked that the other day. That's what he texted, because we can all say it, but now we're in the day and age where it should be text, or that's what he messaged. That's what he posts. I like that. That's what she posts. Got a whole slew of them for the future. So I figured I would introduce, this is Flounder. I'm sure you can understand why Flounder got its name, right? Pretty simple to see that. Yeah. Thank you, Strange Bird. You gonna kick their ass? Oh, you said that's my bad eye. It says karma. I swear to God, I thought it said, let me know who it is. I'll take care of it. But of course you wouldn't say that, Strange Bird. And if you did, I thought it was in jest, just so you know. So I do have Flounder here because, quite frankly, when I smoke Flounder, that is a fat bowl. You can't see it, but this bowl goes like about that deep down into it. I mean, it's huge. It smokes forever. And by the time you're done with this, all you will do is flounder around. Not to mention, it's got the obvious similar shape, to a flounder, flat and fat, right? Bottom feeding, fuck. Okay, so next subject, and you know what, I honestly, yeah, I know, I'm well, I do not want to cough in your ear and make this uncomfortable for you. Okay, Flounder threw a chicken or a fish bone down my neck or something, down my throat. I'm leaving that up there just for a minute, Medic, because I wanted to address it. It may end up going to that, but if it makes sense to me, I always look at strategy, right? You're a military guy, so I know you get this. But with my, yeah, that's it, yeah. So with my following where it is, and I mean, it's nice and all. It's I guess you could say respectable, because I did look up the numbers, and less than 1/2. I thought this was interesting, but less than 0.5% of users on Twitter, and obviously that includes all the bots, but less than 1/2 of the users on Twitter have 1,000 or more followers. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That puts, a lot of the people I know, I mean, like probably most of the people, you'll be there soon enough, Medic, trust me. If you're not already, you might already be. I don't even know. I thought you were in the hundreds, but now I feel like a douche because you might be already in the thousands. And I'm, excuse me, I don't mean to be talking so low, but I'm just double checking my, okay. So yeah, you'll be there soon enough. I love how many you're following. That's awesome, dude. Do you keep it at that? I'm assuming that you do. Oh, that's wicked. That's fucking wicked, dude. I'm sitting here watching myself live on your that's fucking cool, man. I like that. Yeah, and you only follow 420, but you're gonna end up having 1,000 followers. Trust me, dude. It will reach that, because I mean, shit. Not only the stuff that we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna keep pushing your name. I'm gonna make sure you get 1,000 followers over here. Although I know Medic doesn't spend as much time on here. I know where he spends his time now, and I'll just talk about that real quick because it is one of the subjects. Let me make sure I get all these on here. Got a few there. Yeah. Now you're actually at 511, man. You got 500. That's what I'm saying. You'll be at 1,000, dude. You will. I promise. I love the fact that you only, it's true. Whatever. Oh, dude, you're helping me out, man. Man. I don't think you were in. So yeah, I'm talking to Medic, but I'm talking to everybody. So I have been hanging out. And I've put their links. Their links will be in here. I forgot it on this one, but it'll be in the description afterwards. But it's all the links for not just Dirty, but Discord, which is Urban Growers. And these guys, man, they're a hoot. I was in there today talking to a few of them, and I'll tell you, man, first of all, it's an extreme honor. I don't know where things are going to go, and all of it right now is up in the air, you know, what kind of collaborations and all that. So I'm not stating anything on that. What I can tell you is they allowed me to be a member, and going in there, I have never, it's next to a real life fucking clubhouse with dudes that, you know, I don't think I feel more comfortable in a place as I do in that right now. And I'm not saying that that's not possible somewhere else, but thus far in a, you know, essentially what is a server that has, you know, I think it was like 1,500 or something, whatever it is. I just feel extremely comfortable there and have been made to feel wanted, honored, respected, loved, cared for. Like, I mean, it's just, it's amazing. And that's what they do for everybody, by the way. It's not just me. I want to be clear on that. So anybody that goes to check them out, you know, I think their only requirement really, quite frankly, I don't even think you have to necessarily grow weed, right? I mean, obviously it would be cool. I think if you have an interest in Dirty, you might want to correct me on that. I don't know what the entry status is. I know you guys let me in. I'm neither a vet nor a grower. And I got the feeling that anybody that asked, you know, as long as they're not a dick in there, then they're welcome. And that's, you know, I'll tell you, it was, I won't say anybody's names yet because I don't, I know some of these guys are going to come on the show. The last show that I did with Dirty on it, that really opened up the doors, you could say. And some of these guys, it was overwhelming at first. And what I mean by that is I didn't expect quite the reception. I was trying to get that word, quite the reception that I got. And what I mean is I just didn't expect it to be as warm and like, dude, I've been looking for a thing, or I've been wanting to, or this is like the perfect time. I mean, there was a slew of them. In fact, Dirty ended up slapping me with like, I think it was like 4 screenshots. I even told him, like, dude, I'm gonna have to read these. It was so, you know, when you're talking about it on an iPhone, I mean, these screenshots, it's a lot of words, and the print is really small on Dirty. He's got better eyes than me, clearly, because he doesn't use my my old man zoom in setting up. But regardless, I can't wait to see where all that goes. Those guys, bunch of really cool guys. What was it? Oh, I skipped it. No requirements. There we go. No requirements. I don't know if you saw, dude, but I already told Sin. Obviously, I've got to go find mine. I hope Amazon has my size when I get it, and I'll do a straight broadcast live with it, man. So we'll get there. It's coming. I will say this: not only is it no requirements, but let me just say this, or throw this in on top of that. There's no judgments. I don't feel any judgment, even though I continue, and I told them I continue to feel like I need to explain myself or justify myself and my words and all that. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to. I think the only thing that they said to me, just because the bulk of the guys in there, you know, I grew up in, SIR was like drilled into me because I grew up with a lot of officers and high-ranking officers at that from the Navy. And one of the things that was disclosed to me today is that it's not by choice. It's just that most of the guys that are military, if not almost all of them that are military, are enlisted men. So I said it today, just like I always do, sir. And it's like, don't call me sir. And I was like, oh my God, dude, I've heard that all my life from every enlisted man. And it's true. I get it, you know, but so now I have to remember to call them, you know, gents, guys, bros, whatever, folks. Just don't use sir. And just real quick, if nobody gets that, it's because whatever their rank is what you call them. Now, if it was an officer, it was always just sir. And that's why an enlisted man says, I'm not an officer, you know, they'll say that, or they'll come back many times and say, what do you see on this? You know, that was a great one. When I was in military school, I got that, like, is that 3 up and 3 down? What does that mean? I was like, yes, sir. And I would literally do yes, sir, and then mess up again. And then that would mean 25 push-ups, by the way. If not 50, depending on the day for that drill sergeant. Master Sergeant actually is what he was, because he had a, hopefully I get this right, but it was 3 up, 3 down with a star. Beecham. I'll never forget that guy's name. That's a whole story. One day you guys will get to hear the first, what was it? I'll just give you the quick and skinny of it. Here's another one. It was a great show. Looking forward to the next one. Oh, you're talking about the VA show. Got it. Okay. Sorry, Strange Bird. I was a little behind, as I have been all day. Yes, I'm going to leave that one up for a minute, Dirty, because it really is. I said, I don't know if you saw that last message that I sent in there in the collab chat, but I was like, man, you guys just continue. I mean, you're a fucking riot. First of all, the back and forth is so fucking fast. I can't keep up with it all at times, but not only are y'all a fucking riot, but it is just, again, man, the reception is warm. Every time I go in there, the real part about it that sucks, and I'm going to have to limit myself. I told him, I literally said it today after I'd been in there for like 30 minutes. When I came in to be in there for like 7 minutes, that was I was in there for more than 30. I know I was. Ask Grizz. But I was like, I can't leave, man. And Sin even said, dude, just go. And I was like, dude, I want to, but you keep saying something funny. I have to fucking retort. I can't leave on that fucking. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's the kind of time that I have. And every time I go, I plan on staying for 5 minutes and end up being there for like 20, 30, 40 minutes, especially if we start talking video chat. Oh, man. I don't care who it is, really. Let me just state this. It does not have to be a vet. It has been a lot of vets lately, but even they would appreciate me saying this. For me, it's anybody that wants to talk about fucking anything, quite frankly. You want to talk about weed, you want to talk about coffee, you want to talk about God, you want to talk about after service, you want to talk about before service, maybe when you were a kid. You want to talk about something that, you know, if you're never served again back in whatever the fuck, just talk about anything, man. To me, that goes back to what I said and the way that the Dirty, you know, the open arm. It's a brotherly thing. And that doesn't, I'm not saying brotherly. Let's say it's a brother/sisterly thing, just to be PC, which I don't do politics, but I don't mind occasionally doing politically correct. Right? That's usually supposed to cover all the bases. But it is a sibling type of love that is a support amongst anybody who's dealing with. I mean, here's the thing, man. You know, I know I always focus on coffee, weed, and God and all those things. And then when the show's on, you know, it's a focus of vets. But I mean, my real thing, and I think anybody gets this, is that you share a story with almost anybody. I've said this before. It's no coincidence that they'll end up having a story of similar. Or let me start over. They will share a story, and you will have a story that is in some way, shape, or form very similar to that story, and it's a connection, and that's all it is. You know, connection, support, all that jazz. It looks like we got another one up here. Let me see. Oh, sorry about that, Wilson. Hey, man, have a good evening, brother. I know that you deal with that shit, and we will talk about it more. I just out of curiosity, Wilson, before you leave, hopefully you're seeing this, but have you ever tried Kratom? Have I already asked you and talked to you about Kratom, Kratom? I'm just going to put it here in the. It is if you're still with me, Wilson, it is a all natural substitute for opiates that gives you much of that feeling and relief without many of the addictive qualities. Like you still have an appetite. You generally don't get what's the word? Excuse me. You don't get irritable and nasty. And do me a favor. Just hit me up in the morning, dude. Anytime. Don't worry about what time it is. When it's morning for you, hit me up, and I will send you a link to what I have found to be the best Kratom sold in America. And again, it is legal too. So that's another nice thing. Just the last thing there. And it takes very little. And to me, the cost of it is, it's still, I mean, I'm not going to say it's cheap by any stretch of the imagination, sir. But it is negligible in the sense of how many doses a single person would get out of one vial. So it's a tincture is what I use. It's the strongest form. I'll go over with you tomorrow. Have a good night, man. Thanks for coming, dude. I really do love your support, brother. Peace. If y'all don't know, go find Wilson. That's his name, his same name here. I'll just put up his name real quick. It's Wilson, the medical marijuana guy. I fucking love him. He literally has a volleyball in the front, but instead of the Wilson from Louise Castaway, it's a green pot leaf. So it's really cool. I love it. Yeah, I love you too, man. You're a good dude. I will pray that your pain will subside, but I think you'll really love this kratom. Have a good night. So back to here. I think there we go. I didn't miss it, Dirty. Yeah. It gets crazy in there. I'll say this: I have to learn to really shut up in there because I have a tendency to interrupt. So I've been trying to do better on that. That's all I'll say. I just got to look over here again and just see because I had topics lined up and I just want to make sure. Oh, let's go over the big one. All right. So that's why everybody came in here tonight, or at least some of the folks are in here tonight. And I'm going to make a clip of this separate. So Dank.Tube is now officially in its pre-registration, what's called a soft launch. You can go a little bit harder than that and still have a soft launch, but this is a pre-registration soft launch. It means you can register. I'm going to do two things. This is going to be a clip for people to explain, in my own words, kind of what Dank.Tube is, why it is. Real quick, just the history and a little bit behind it. Number one. Number two, a few specifics about it and things that we are doing moving forward with it. And then number three, I will also be making a clip of the registration process because I know it's funny because sometimes you make something so easy, but it's not what people are used to. And, that's obviously that's on us. We tried to make it really simple, but it didn't. I think we need to have the notification that says this has been complete pop up like maybe on the screen rather than at the bottom because nobody sees it when they do it. And some people aren't realizing that once they hit that submit button or the sign up button one time, it's happening. So let's just go over that real quick. But again, I'll do a video. All you have to do when you go to Dank.Tube, it will straight forward you to /coming soon, or you can go directly to there. The link is in, the link is in the description. Goodness gracious me. Nonetheless, the link is in the description. So you just put your name, your first name, last name. By the way, you can use aliases. Obviously, you do not have to use your real name. There is no kind of ID verification, although we are keeping the information secure when it comes to if you do put your phone number in, which is optional, but your email is also secure. With that said, right now, you're not going to get a notification via email. Those will happen either Thursday or Friday. It just depends on how quickly we can make it happen. I have a meeting with my developer on Thursday. So that's why I say the earliest will be Thursday, latest will be Friday. So that's going to happen. There'll be some other things. We're even going to have a couple of, updates, if you will, even to the front page as it is right now, or the registration page. We will have social links added. We already have social links secured. We just, I still need to do the artwork. And what I mean by that, I already have the artwork. You can see, I just need to do all the sizes and there's a lot to it. So who do we have here? Hey, what's up? How's it going, man? Help in monstrous pain. Yep. Yeah, I like that. That's awesome. I've not seen that before. I have to say that's the first time. It's the first time that I've seen that. That's really cool. I'll go ahead and pop this last one up. What you got here? Why are Yeah, it's not that easy to do these live things. No, there's no, that's just a closet, man. That's just so that it doesn't look ugly. I have two windows right here. So, I stare at the Rockies over here. And then I stare at a big ass, beautiful, what do you call that? Blue Nordic pond. I think it's blue, maybe not Nordic. I don't know. Anyway, I will come back to you in a minute. So again, in the simplest of terms, when you go to Dank.Tube /coming soon, and you don't have to put /coming soon. You can just simply go to Dank.Tube. It'll take you directly there. Simply put your first name, your last name, whatever you want those to be. Email address is required. Phone number is optional. Hit sign up. And right now, if you look, when you do, you will see a little message at the bottom of the screen confirming your registration and letting you know that everything has happened properly. Those emails will start going out, like I said, Thursday or Friday. We will be announcing a lot of things. I'll give you just a few clues, or not clues, but just what do you call them? I don't want to call them carrots, but these are some of the things that we know we're doing. One of the first things we want to do is the progress bar has an issue. And what I mean by that is when you submit, you don't see a consistent bar going across right now as it's uploading to the server. We are working on that. Absolutely. Number one. Number two, all I can tell you is I have done this so many times to test it out. Never have I had a problem unless I left the page or did a refresh or something like that. I think I even left the tab and came back to it, but don't quote me on that. I'll have to test it. But I do know if you stay on there 100%, it's going to do it. It'll come up. Right now, we are limiting the size of the uploads to 2 gig, but 2 gig, just so you know, in high def still gives you well more than an hour. And we may keep it at that, although we may end up going larger. There is a competitive website. You'll be able to find them. I'm not going to say their name, but we are different. There's a lot of similarities, funny enough, but I want to talk about the history for a minute. The progress bar, though, is going to be one of the first big updates that we fix. I'll come back to the updates and to some of the other things that we're going to do in the future, but I really feel that it's necessary to give you the history. So I started doing the show on 420, and one of the first things, you know, I mean, obviously it was okay to do YouTube, right? That's where I stream to Twitch as well, and Twitter. Well, when I started it, there was some issues. I didn't like the fact that, you know, how do I say, I knew that there was a chance that based on the content that I am discussing and the things that I say that I might get age restricted or something like that, right? And then you can't get any ads. So those kind of things were, how do you say, they were on my mind. So I immediately thought, you know, why not? And then, oh, sorry, I need to digress. Obviously, I go to a lot of dispos here, and I have a lot of friends in the industry. And what I mean by that is in the legal medical marijuana industry. And I was talking to one, and he was telling me how he couldn't post to a lot of these channels. He's like, there's nowhere to post. So, you know, the first thing I'll tell you is even though there is another competitive website, and they have been around for 4 years, they have not, number one, done it big enough to where every stoner knows who they are and where they are, right? Number one. Number two, the biggest thing is I didn't know about them when I started this, but once I found out about them, it hit me. Stoners love choice. I mean, it's why we have sativa and indica, right? And then we have thousands of points in between. So when you take a look at that, I originally started it because I was like, I saw a need. I ended up talking to several other people, and you believe it or not, I ended up doing multiple searches, and that's why I say they haven't properly 100% done themselves in all the ways that they need to, you know, when it comes to like SEO and being found, because I didn't find them the first time, number one. So I thought I was bringing something that was unmatched altogether. And when I first found out about the other competition, funny enough, I didn't really get upset or anything like that. I was a little down, and it kind of hit me for a few days, and I had to give it some thought. But then I realized it was actually a good thing. Excuse me. My throat has been dry all day. I do apologize to y'all. Hey, man, I would just really like it, Hemp, if you would stop spamming the thing, man, or I'm just going to have to block you. I'm asking very nicely and politely. Please, this is my show. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So, you know, it kind of put me down, right? But then when I found out about it, it was a few days. And what I mean by that is I just had to process it. And I kept going to their site, doing their site. Ended up signing up and post my videos over there, funny enough. And I have some subscribers. I ended up getting I got subscribers before I even put an image. I just put my name. Anyway, all of a sudden it dawned on me that there was so many positives that it was actually better that there was one. And some people might say, no, that's not true. You want the monopoly. But here's the thing. People actually really do like choice, number one. Number two, it already shows me that the model works, and there's not a product on this country, or service or whatever you want to call it, that, within no time has like 4 or 5. I mean, look at YouTube alone. Yes, this is going to be marijuana based, but if you look at YouTube has many competitors. You have Daily Motion, you have Venmo, and these other competitors have found different niches, but it's still the same stuff, right? It's still videos. So it's really just finding your niche. I mean, really, that's all it is. And this is a totally different experience. When you find the other one, you'll find that it's much more. I do like the information, dude, but it's all I see. You don't know that this is spamming. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, come on, man. There's like 13 chats from you, man. Do you think people are here to read that, or do you think people are here to listen to me? And I will ask the audience to chime in on this and let him know if he's spamming or not, please. If you're not on YouTube, trust me, I'm not going to flash all these up onto the screen, but there is more than 13 messages. Anyway, yeah, let it get to me again, didn't I, Dirty? So, yeah, I know. Blocked. I don't know what to do. And if it comes back, it's just one of those days. Again, cuckoo's going off, so maybe that's a sign. So anyway, back to where I was. It ended up being all positives. It was a working model. There was a lot of things that I didn't like about it right out of the gate. The funny enough, I did not, see theirs first, and I came up with my logo and our tagline and all that stuff before seeing theirs. And I was like, and I also did a whole branding thing that is much different, and it's more branded for the stoner. We have strains versus categories. So you come and find the strain that you want on Dank.Tube for your Dank video, right? When you put something into your box, this is the one place that I saw that they did branding. It's the only place, but they did stashes as well, but only just one place, just one word. For us, all of it's stashes, and what I mean by that is you'll have YouTube stashes, Venmo. That's another thing right out of the gate. On this other one, you can only upload. So I want to make it very clear. This is actually a place. Dank.Tube will allow third-party embedded links. Most people know what that means, but bottom line is you get a link with your video when you do it on YouTube, Facebook, Daily Motion, Venmo. All those places give you a link. So if you already have your video, you do not need to, especially if it's longer or bigger than 2 gig. Again, I'm not too worried about doing the 2 gig. You can easily use a link and just post it up there so that it's just in another place. And in fact, that just builds traffic to your original link anyway. So to me, that's a pretty cool. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, already. It's good. Yeah, we are all cuckoo for sure. So there's several aspects already that are really cool that we already have in place that they don't. The feel, the look, all of it is much more centered around being a stoner in every form or fashion. We also, funny enough, I created most of my strains. I've added a few. It's over there. I've added a few just in the last couple of days that just hit me because of certain relationships and saw another angle. Again, most of these strains are not the same categories that they're doing over there. Not to mention the fact that one of our biggest updates in the future is that we are going to be incorporating a third-party video hosting company on the backbone. So it'll be faster, much faster, much quicker. The player will have a lot more customization. And with that upgrade, it may not be right away when we move to that, because then it'll take some extra coding. But one of the things that we're going to be having or that we're going to be adding, and this is directed at you right now, Dirty, because I know you're going to love this, but live streaming. So we will be, unless they try to beat me at this point, which who knows, they might. But technically, we're the first ones that's saying we're going to have live streaming as a marijuana video website only, or video submission. You know what I mean? Posting your videos, marijuana videos, and we will have live streaming. I do not know how fast that'll happen. I gave you a little bit of the history. And you also now know, if anybody's been watching me from the beginning, this is why there has been some hiccups and we had to go back and do some things. Just so you know, the site is 100% ready to go up. There are some aesthetic changes and a few other things that we want to get ready so that we present the best first version that we can. We don't know how that will last. We don't know how long that will last, and we don't know, we don't know how long it'll be before we get to the first version. And that kind of brings up my other point that I'll go into real quick. When, when I got this started, it was really just me, and I know nothing about WordPress or anything. We are going to be running on WordPress. And in fact, quite frankly, I think the other one is, I meant to check it out, but it really doesn't matter. It's actually very, WordPress lends itself very perfectly to what we're doing. Now that may change in the future, but for right now, that's what it started out on. And that's what I had put in place and did all that. And when I got my, what's the word? Programmer, the coder that I have in the webmaster, that was because I had taken it as far as I, could take it without the knowledge that I needed to do some of the custom coding and other things like that. So yeah, I knew you would like that part, bro. So it's really just three of us. There's not a group of guys. And let me be very clear, nobody in the group does what the other one does. So it's truly one of those groups. And what I mean by that is the images and the ideas and the branding and the concepts and all that kind of stuff. They all of that stuff comes from me. Then the next person to come on board was the coder, and everything that they bring on board obviously is coding and they are WordPress. How do you say it? Wizard. I guess that's the best. We'll go with that. Have integrity. I'm not sure if you're trying to be funny, but yeah, I believe karma exists. So anyway, the three weed the three weed men, as I will be calling us. The next one to come on board was the coder and WordPress wizard, and then the third one was the guy that has some extra money but no knowledge on either. He doesn't even smoke weed, if you can believe it. But I mean, he loves weed, and we're great friends, so that's all that really matters. After that, how do I say? For him, the only thing that matters is he saw how cool of an idea it was to him. He's been one of the ones that's been able to see it as we're building it. So he was like, yeah, man, if you need some money and it'll help. So you essentially have three weed men, right? One with the ideas and the art, one with the ability to make it work, and one with gives us a little bit of, when I say a little bit, it's a little bit. I mean, he's doing what he can, but just like all of us, we have lives that cost a lot more money than you realize right now, right? Especially with inflation. So let me just get the glasses on. Okay, good. Done. Just ridiculous, man. People need to get lives. I swear. I'll have to figure something out. I told you about the progress bar. I told you about the third-party video hosting that we're going to be doing and the live streams. We also will be, as time moves on, I've come up with a couple of new strains, but we'll also be adding new strains as there's possible collaborations, and that's how new strains could happen. And I think I told you about all that. So it's actually really exciting. We're going to be going one step at a time. Doing as much as we can. All three of us obviously have full-time jobs that take a lot of time. But once we get going and the word spreads, I don't think it'll take very long. If people actually post and use it the way it is now, I don't think it'll take very long to get some financial backing. There's a lot of people that already have some interest, so we'll just see where it goes. Not necessarily trying to make money with it. I'm just hoping to get enough money to make it become self-sustaining, much like the competitor that's already going out there. And I tell you, my throat is really killing me, but I told you guys I would tell you a story, and I will. So I just have to remember what. Oh, that's what it was. So I told this one in the group today. It's my PTSD story. And a lot of people, I'll even say that I'm one of them. And until I went through something of my own, I did not know and did not realize that. I shouldn't say I didn't know or didn't realize. I didn't take PTSD as serious, and hopefully, I have dyslexia. So if I'm saying the acronym wrong, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. When you first hear about it and you've never experienced it, then there is the very good possibility, I could say, that you may not fully comprehend how serious it is. And I'll just very quickly say it like this. You already know the story of my wife getting hit by a car and we lost everything. I think I told you that. And we ended up getting this place after living with a buddy for 2 months. We ended up getting a nice little home that we were renting. I mean, when I say nice little home, I'm totally joking. This was a piece of shit not crack house, but call girl house. We found out what it had been before we moved in was where there was several women living with a pimp, essentially. And it was I know there's a what is it, bordello. I can't think of still not the word I want for the modern day version. But anyway, that's the house that we moved in, and we were kind of living in a crummier part of town. So I will say this: cops are always more heightened, and anybody who is of any kind of minority will understand what I mean. But when you're in a more urban area with a lot of minorities, the cops are just ready. That's I'll just start it with that, right? So we had been into this crummy little whack shack, I'll just call it that right now, for exactly 1 week. And this was also right before my birthday, by the way. Like right before, like almost, I think it was like 2 weeks or something like that. I got the time. Okay. So, all right, I can tell this one quick. So it's about 2 weeks before my birthday. We just got into this place. It's like we've been in it 1 week, and I decided to go up. It's a Sunday. Oh, I should add that. It's a Sunday, and I decided to go up to Aldi. And I don't think I'm allowed to show the video, but I think I can say their name. I went in to go get one of their, it's not frozen, but one of their pre-made pizzas that's like, badass. And it was, how do you say? It was just supposed to be an in and out, like run in, run out, get the pizza. And in fact, my kid was in the car with me. He sat and in fact, I got out and I was like, just pull the car around. He wasn't licensed yet, but he was already driving. So I was like, just pull the car around. Well, I went up to the door and the door was locked. And it was still 2 minutes to closing. So when the next people came out, I came in. Well, then this really aggressive woman with short hair came up and just started, like, how do you say? She started pushing me, getting physical with me first, all this kind of stuff. And I eventually asked for a manager, and I explained to the manager exactly what happened. And she's like, go get your pizza. There were still people in line. There was no reason not to let me. She had actually, like I said, locked the door 2 minutes early. And while I kid you not, talked to the manager. I was like, please watch the tape. I never touched her. She touched me first. She put her hands on me. She's like, okay, I'll watch. I went back and got the pizza. I came back. Now cops are here. They had been called by a pedestrian who saw me, who saw through the window, I guess, her getting physical with me. So they're now telling me to like, come over here and talk to them. I was like, dude, I'm getting a pizza. I have permission from the manager. Please go look at the tape and talk to the manager. As I'm trying to explain myself, I really can't get it out before the guy starts to try to manhandle me, right? And get physical with me. And all I do is and just so you know, I will say it to you in the simplest of terms. I ended up winning a settlement off of this. That was the only caveat. Did not win nearly enough for what I went through by any stretch of the imagination, not even close, considering that I ended up getting PTSD from what happened here in just the next few seconds. I felt I was defending myself, which in turn I actually was, because I never got physical first, and they did not say I was under arrest. So they were trying to get me out when the manager said that I could get my pizza, right? That's it. Next thing I know, I got tased. And as I'm laying down on the ground, screaming in pain, the dude tased me again. Now, generally speaking, a tase wouldn't necessarily, and sometimes it does. I'm not saying that it doesn't always, because I read that it many times does. It doesn't always cause PTSD, but I think that the fact that I have 5 bulging discs, or 5, so I think 3 of them are bulging, 5 of them have degenerative spacing of the spine. It's a type of arthritis. So those, how do you say, they're the lower, it's starts from the S and goes into the L, and it's those 5. That's right where they got me, man. And I mean, I went into, how do I put it? Like everything kind of went white when I got hit with the tase. I'd never been tased before other than playing with my friends, which, I'm just telling you, that's not the same as when you get a couple of prongs stuck in you and they're just pulling the trigger. It's just that's being tased. And it fucked me hard, man. I talked about it with the guys today because, to me, what I've seen from them is the number one thing that brings these dudes, vet or not, because I actually share that story. And what I tell you about coincidence, right? I'm sharing that story with a bunch of guys who I think are all vets. And sure enough, there's a fucking dude, not a vet. He's like, yep, not a vet, but I fucking have PTSD. That's why, I was like, of course, that's, it's the connection, right? But back to the story as I nearly go hoarse here. It was funny because it set me into a depression. Like I said, it had only been 1 week, and now this was right before my birthday. And here's the real funny part. Not only did I go through all that, but I was arrested, and I was now facing felony charges of assault on an officer. Right? I was the one that assaulted them. So yeah, it did. It sucks, but it's over. I mean, don't get me wrong. Same thing me and some of the other guys said today, as a matter of fact, again, was that I don't sit around moping. I don't feel bad about these things. They're all part of who I am. It's, I would not be standing here today doing what I'm doing. I would not be helping out urban growers. I wouldn't be helping out. Can you believe it? Dirty. I almost said veterinarian. That's the dyslexia in me always wants to. It's why I just blend words altogether. Military vet network. I wouldn't be doing things. I'm going to be doing things with, we'll just call her Willow for right now, in the future, which is a lot of medical marijuana awareness, so that you can see exactly, one of the things a lot of people don't understand is exactly what one strain does for you physically, mentally, even emotionally, right? And she has a lot of that information. But again, I wouldn't be doing any of those things if I hadn't gone through every single thing that I went through. And that one knocked me on my ass. And when I say I had PTSD, and I know that probably only Dirty right now, will get this, but the mere thought of being tased, the word tased, seeing someone get tased in a movie, TV show, which, by the way, I watch a lot of comedies, so you can imagine one of my favorite fucking comedies is Hangover. Couldn't watch it for a while. I would be right back. Like, it was amazing how the mind, that's what it does. Right back on the fucking floor, getting my ass tased. I mean, I can say it now, but talking about it today with those guys, I almost lost it. And I've barely held it together right now because I'm getting a little bit, you know, I don't want to use the word better, more experience of doing these streams with you guys, with you folks. But yeah, so let that be a how do I say? I would come to tears as well, just at the word tase. And my wife remembers this. My mom, my family, they remember it. Yes, it did, you strange ass bird. I hope you fly high tonight. I hope everybody gets my humor because I mean it in no disrespect. If I use the word ass or fucking, that just emphasizes how fucking cool you are to me. That's why it's fucking Wilson. Dirty fucking Manic. You know, I didn't get the name at first, but then it didn't take long. Just so you know. By the way, this is the other bowl that gets introduced tonight. I don't know if you can really see. Yeah, you can. All that comes out. This is Twisted, and you can see why. Its name was pretty obvious. You know, sometimes a bowl's name is just straight smacks you in the face like a big dick on a Saturday night when you didn't know where you were going to be that night. That's a joke for all the little kids in the audience. Again, I have, it's up there. This house runs on love, laughter, and inappropriate humor. I mean, you don't understand how close I am to going down on this mic like a lovely, well, that would be the balls, wouldn't it? Anyway, this is Twisted. Back to the PTSD. All I can tell you is if you do not understand that, realize that when these vets in particular, but anybody with PTSD, part of what they're going through, now it does subside. And you can, what's the word? There's not, I wouldn't say it's a cure so much as you can relieve it to the point where it does not put you in a place that you cannot function when it happens, right? Because that's what it does, is it literally stops you in your tracks, takes you right back to that moment, and you're experiencing that horrible fucking event again. That's it. Anybody that's ever explained it, I never quite heard it that way, and I didn't understand it until I fucking went through it. And you know, the bottom line is that's exactly how I would describe it, and I can only imagine that for most people suffering from it, it's the same. One of the things that does help is growing weed. And if you can't grow weed, if you're watching me from a state where it's illegal, or you're watching me for somewhere where it's illegal, grow anything. You know, it's funny because I was talking about with these guys, like these guys over here with the Military Vet Network, right? Which, you know, funny enough, Dirty's a member of both, but these guys over here, and he doesn't do it because he doesn't get NFT. He and I are both the same. I don't get NFTs. But over here, you know, they're doing the same thing. They're just doing it with an electronic form. They're growing their NFT. The whole point of that thing is to nurture it and grow it and watch it. And your focus is on it, right? Because then it takes you off that other shit. It takes you away from those, you know, and that's the same thing with the weed. You know, I wish that I could grow it. I wish I told those guys earlier today, I wish I could have grown. I was living in, Florida, I believe. Yep, Florida. And at the time, it was still illegal there. Seems recently they've actually gone to, I know they've gone to medically legal. I think they've gone when, just before I left, you could get your medical card, but I think that was only for concentrates and like vapes. They still weren't doing flour. If I'm not mistaken, that may be changed now. I don't know what the hell Florida's doing. That fucking state, it's crazy. No offense to anybody in Florida. That's why I got out. I just didn't. It was, and I know that there's some really awesome people there. So I don't hate on the state like that. I'm just, for me, there was too much, and it only makes sense. You know, you got it's one of those melting pots of a state. You know, like I can't do California either. Just so you know, it has nothing to do with right or left. I just want to be very clear on that. It's the amount of craziness that is in those states. You know. never lived in Texas, but I've been there. Never lived in New York, but I've been there. But I would never live in those places for some of the same reasons. At least New York City and some of the big cities in Texas. Let's put it that way. There's actually some places in probably California, Texas, and even Florida that I might live just because they're so far out. But there's not Florida. There's nothing left. And what I mean by that is so much developed. It's almost entirely developed. Anyway, that has been pretty much an hour. I think it's coming up on exactly what time is it? What do we got? 8:16. It's almost exactly an hour. So I was trying to think of one strange thing to share, and there's nothing. I mean, I guess I'm a tool. How about that? I am a tool, but I'm a Tool fan. Maybe that's the strange thing. No, I got nothing there. I was trying to think. So I'm sure, but I've already shared it. It doesn't matter. I really shared everything I wanted to share. There will be a link to Urban Growers added to the description. Just Urban Growers. I'll save all your other links, Dirty, for when we do the actual episodes with the vets. But I still wanted Urban Growers in there because I think what you guys are doing is great. With that, most people don't realize just how strange normal is. Everybody has opinions. Most people think that opinions stink, right? Because that's just the way it is. In fact, most people think everybody else's stinks, but they sure do love the way their own opinions smell. Have you ever noticed that? Isn't that really true also of assholes? With that said, most people think assholes or opinions are like assholes. Everybody thinks that everybody else's stinks. Mine smell like coffee and medical grade, legal weed or dank weed. Last thing I'll say on Dank.Tube real quick. We will be launching live within, say, less than 19 days. Sometime within the next 19 days as we count them down. Today's another day, yesterday. So it's 3 weeks from yesterday at the beginning of the day. So there you go. 3 weeks from yesterday will be the latest. Earliest will be next Monday. But I can almost rest assured that there's just too much that I have to do and probably won't get it ready. But I'm going to be doing my damnedest. I may even just take a straight break from all this stuff just to buckle down. But then I would miss so many of you folks. So with that, I hope you tune in to the next episode. Really enjoyed what's been going on. I continue to enjoy it. I love seeing where this goes and grows. And we'll see you on the next episode. Keep the spirit. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, what do we got here? Sorry, I didn't see it. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Have a blessed day, everyone. Stay lifted, everyone. I got to get back over here to this button so I can do this properly. I hope everybody stays lifted. God bless each and every one of you. You're all awesome. You're all incredible. Almost forgot to say all my good positive things right there at the end. I will think of something strange to share with you next time. If nothing else, it'll be something probably sexual because that's where some of my strangest, deepest, darkest secrets are. But hey, eventually you're going to hear everything. So why not find something really juicy next time? Till the next episode, folks. Thanks.